Hey darlings, you can tell from my face today what we are going to be talking about, brows. I have clearly already done one side because I am so incredibly aware of how long-winded I am, so I know that my videos tend to run longer than I anticipate. But today we are going to talk about our BrowSense. BrowSense is a little bit of a controversial product because the product itself is amazing. How you apply it is a little bit hard to get used to, but once you learn some tips with it, I promise you this is going to be a staple item that you are not going to be willing to go without. The staying power of BrowSense is absolutely amazing. You can go swimming with it. You can scrub your face with cleanser with it. You really do need a makeup remover in order to get rid of it. My little sister and I joke and say that it is temporary microblading for broke chicks. So anyways, this is what your BrowSense looks like. I have BrowSense in dark brown. It has your product on one side, and then on the other side is a spoolie. I thought when I originally bought the product that this was actually a clear gel. It is not. This is just a lid for your spoolie, which is actually pretty brilliant so that it doesn't collect anything if it's in your makeup bag or your purse or anything like that. Though you do not need to carry this with you because once it's on, it's on. One of the things that and this is just a personal preference, if you like working with it, I'm impressed. But the applicator of it looks like a brush that you would actually apply liner with. Now, my applicator right now looks a lot more clumpy, like look how much product is on that. And the reason for that is that I had a really hard time applying my product with this brush. I really couldn't grasp the hang of it. But again, I like a bold brow. You see I like a really structured brow more than I should say a bold brow. So what I did is, if you can see in here, I took my stopper out. Usually when you get the product right in here, there's gonna be a stopper that's gonna help squeegee off any excess product. I want the excess product, and you will see why when I show you how I apply it. So I took my stopper out. It was super easy. I didn't even need tweezers or anything like that. I just kind of squeezed it and pulled it out. And then what I do is I take the same flat top brush that you guys have seen me do my brows with my SeneGence. So this one is just a 212 from MAC, and but any flat top brush will do. And so I am just gonna show you guys how I apply this in. And you've seen my other videos, so no apologies necessary for the awkward angle. You ladies are getting used to it, I'm sure. So I take my product, and I really get an excess amount of product on there. You do want to be careful when handling this because since the product is so incredibly permanent, if you drop it on anything, good luck to you. So I just take the wand right here and I start putting, so do you see how thick that product is? I know that that seems really intimidating to work with, but honestly, the staying power of it is just amazing, and that's what's gonna give it to you. So I always start with my tail. And I'm gonna work that right in. Because of the consistency of the product, I really like to work in one area first. You have about the same amount of playing time as you do with your SeneGence. So once you start getting a little bit more used to this product, it goes a lot faster. So there's my tail. And get a little bit more product. And go through my arch. You guys know I can't really talk while I'm doing it, so while I am applying, I apologize again for the silence. And now I'm going to create my little lines to work with. because I draw my brows. They're obviously not naturally like this one. It's funny because when you're doing this in a forward-facing camera, sometimes it's hard to judge the depth. So I don't realize that I'm about to touch, and then I do, which is a lot of fun. And don't worry, we really are gonna smooth out that line quite a bit. I know it looks really intense when I first do it, but trust me, Mama's got a process here. And do you see how taking out that stopper really just made it easier for me to get as much product as I want to work with? Because I think that's one of the things that I couldn't really get used to when I was working with the applicator that comes in it, is that I felt like I was dip, stroke, and as tiny as it is, it just was really hard for me to work with. And I'm not saying that you have to use this method. This is just what made it much easier for me, because anytime you get a high-end product, well, this is just me, I kind of expect perfection. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but if I'm going to spend, you know, more than really like $3 on a product, I want it to like transform my face. I want to walk away from that feeling lovely. But you know, it does beg the question, well, if I'm going to spend, you know, 20-something dollars on you know, on an eyebrow product, I don't want to have to hate how I apply it. Like, I don't want to hate having to work with it, right? So this is my answer to that. If you give yourself 2, maybe 3 times of using a different method for application, I promise you that the product itself is worth it. The staying power, the fact that your brows don't move throughout the day, because it holds them in place like what a clear gel would do. So the fact that it gives all of that to you, I mean, learning how to play with it makes all the difference. You're going to love it. This, for me, is a staple product. I will not have this outside of my makeup bag. I love it. I've gone swimming with it, like I said. I've done workouts. I've been sitting in my son's baseball games in 100-degree weather, wiping my brow, and it does not move, even when I'm covered in sweat. So for me, who, you know, brows are important to me. I believe they frame your face. So yes, they are important. You know, that to me, having a good product, I'm willing to work with learning a different application method 2-3 times. So that's my answer to that question. Now, you take the little spoolie once I've let the product set a little bit, and I just run it right through. And really all I'm doing with this is making my brows feel a little bit softer. This is purely a personal preference. Even though I like my brows structured and I like my brows bold, I don't want them laying plastered to my face like I've Sharpied them in. So all this is doing is giving them some flexibility, some movability, if you will. So you'll see that the product, and the key there, I've heard the question a couple different times, well, I feel like I'm taking off product when I do that. Let it set for like a minute, 2 minutes tops, and then use your spoolie combing through. But I guarantee you that these brows are staying put for like the next 2-3 days if I do not take them off. You do want to take them off with an eye makeup remover. I recommend our Foops. The reason I do recommend our Foops, which is our full facial makeup remover other than our Oops remover. Oops is just for lips. Foops is for your face. And the reason why I recommend that, the reason why it's my personal preference, is that when you take it off or you spray it off, it actually takes your foundation off as well, because our Make Sense foundation is long lasting like the rest of our products. So it will remove that. You can actually wash your face when you use our Make Sense foundation and pat it down with a white towel, and you will not see anything there because it's staying in place. It doesn't mean that it's gone. So so I definitely recommend our Foops for that. But any eye makeup remover is going to take this off, so don't be too intimidated by it. But once again, BrowSense, mine is in dark brown. You can see the shade that that it gave me today. We do have 4 different shades available, and man, they are versatile. They're wonderful to work with. Really, just play with them 2-3 times. I guarantee you this product is going to change your brows. So if you have any questions, let me know. It's been lovely hanging with you today. Have a lovely afternoon.